Obviously, it's been a long time. How does it feel to be back?
오랜만인데 지금 복귀하니까 기분 어때요?
너무 좋고 일단 사람들 많은 거 보니까 기분 너무 좋습니다.
It's really good to be back, and it's nice to see all these people come out and support us.
Right. Give us an idea of what the last couple of years was like. I mean, was he following martial arts? Was he paying attention to the UFC? What was it like for him?
Yeah, I was watching the UFC, MMA every day, training every day as well, and of course I have two daughters now, so I was busy raising them.
Nice. So I think the question is, we don't know what to expect. I mean, is this the same Korean Zombie? Is it a different version? I mean, what do we know since it's been so long since we've seen him fight?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't know exactly what's going to happen once we get into the Octagon, but I think you can all expect an exciting fight.
And what do you think about taking Dennis Bermuda as a top guy in a main event in his first fight back? Was there any thought that, I mean, easing your way back in instead of coming in right at the top?
Yeah, you know, there are no easy fights in the UFC. Everyone's tough. So if I'm going to come back, I might as well fight the toughest guy I can and try to make my road back to the championship contention as quick and as short as possible.
Is there any advantage you feel by having not fought recently?
Yeah, ever since I was in my early 20s, I had a lot of injuries. I fought kind of crazy back then. I had probably 6 or 7 surgeries. And during that time, I never really had a chance to just rest and to just rehab my injuries. So in that regard, I had quite a bit of time to get a bit of rest, to rehab all of my injuries. So in that sense, I think it was a very good thing.
Because obviously every fight in the UFC is a big fight, but talk about this moment fighting in Texas. Does that a little something too?
Yes, I love, man, this is my state. Born and raised here in Texas, and I love fighting in Texas, and if I could pick anywhere, I'd always fight here, every fight. I love it, and this is a big fight for me.
Yeah. Last time out obviously wasn't a good go for you. Kind of what lessons did you take out of that? What'd you do to kind of move past that?
I mean, really, I just got caught. You know, I got caught by, and then it's not like I got finished with one shot. I took 20 blows. You know, it was accumulation of shots, and I got caught with a perfectly timed shot, and you know that shit's old news to me.
Is there something that you felt like you had to make changes out of that, or is it just one of those things that happens?
I didn't change anything. And before that, I won 5 fights in a row, and then the last time I lost, I went on a 5-fight win streak. It happens. I lost to a number 7 ranked contender in the world. It's not like I lost to some average Joe tomato can or something. You know, I lost to a legit contender, and I took 20 accumulated blows just to even get finished. So I'm not worried about that.
Fighting another tough guy this time, another change of opponent. How did that affect your preparation? And was there any kind of deja vu feeling, I guess, of switching things out?
No, it changed the preparation a little bit because the body type and the style, obviously, but he had to change also. You know, he was fighting a southpaw too, so it's not like either one of us, you know, he didn't have an edge over this change of opponent. I don't have an edge over it either.
So after suffering your first professional loss, you think it'll be just the same as it was before?
100%. I mean, I've lost before. I lost, if you count all my amateur boxing, kickboxing, MMA, and Ultimate Fighter fights, I've had 47 fights, amateur pro combined, and I've lost probably like 5 of them probably, so it ain't the first time I've lost, and it ain't shit to me.
We saw you as a fantastic performance by you. I want to ask how important that was to you. I mean, you've always dealt with critics and that sort of thing, but how big was that win to you?
You know, the win against Kylan Curran was something that I always knew I had in me. But it was really big because for me it was a turning point. It was, you know, before that I had kind of hit rock bottom. My body, just from years and years of fighting, was put under so much stress, and I knew something was wrong but didn't know what. And I had taken a year off. You know, I worked with the doctor, Dr. Cowan, and he did all these labs on me and fine-tuned my body and got it back to being normal so that I could fight at peak performance.
Interesting. So what did that entail? Was that a diet change or a training
No, it
change?
was actually like my cortisol levels were depleted. Like I didn't have enough melatonin to get a good night's sleep. So it was pretty much he's a naturopath, so I just worked on getting my levels back up. It was systematic regimen. Like get up at 6 a.m. and take this, and then before a workout I would take this, and then with lunch I would take this and that. And, you know, we just kind of built my body back up naturally and safely, and all USADA approved, so that's good.
Interesting. And did that play into why? Because I wondered, it's been a while since you fought. I mean, did that play into why it took so long to get another fight for you?
No, you know what? Actually, things just weren't lining up after I fought Kylan. I was offered a fight, but I was a bridesmaid in a wedding, and I've spent 14 years fighting and dedicating my entire life to fighting. Not that I haven't loved that, but I've also, wanted to get back to being Felice the human being, and I think that it's nice to take a little time off just to recoup and come back and remember why I love the sport and not be burnt out over it. So things just kind of played out the way they did.
I was gonna say, what do you think when they came to you with this matchup? Obviously, she's the hot up and comer that everybody's high on, and you're the veteran. What did you think about it?
Honestly, I was really excited for this fight, for this matchup. I think I'm at a good place mentally and physically again, and I think styles make fights, and I'm just at a point in my career where I just want to go out there and put on fun, exciting fights for the fans, and I want to put on fights that people are excited for and pumped up about, and I'm pumped up because I really think that it could be like fight of the night, and I think it's going to be fun to watch.
Not quite as established, hasn't accomplished as much as you have. What does this fight mean to you?
This fight's like every fight, man. You're only good as your last fight. So this fight, I just want to put on a great, phenomenal performance, and so people remember my name.
Huge change in style, obviously height, different approach to the sport. I mean, what did that do to you in the middle of training camp? That to change that much?
Yeah, sometimes it sucks. Going from like southpaw to orthodox fighter, shorter fighter, to a long ranger fighter. But, that's a sport. Sometimes stuff like this happens, and you just have to be prepared. But I'm prepared, so I'm ready to take my whole rep.
Seems like a fight where your wrestling might be a huge benefit to you. I mean, do you think that we'll see that, or I know you like to stand and bang as well, but does that range make it tough to do that?
I mean, yeah, my wrestling, that's my roots, and sometimes in certain fights, I got away from my roots because I like striking, I like banging, so I just look to mix it up, I'm gonna give what it takes me.
You've only lost to the top guys in the division, man. I mean, do you feel like it's time you start getting seen as one of those top guys as well?
Yeah, for sure, I was supposed to fight a top 15 guy, but he got injured. James Vick was two weeks notice, but after this victory, I definitely want another top 15 opponent.
How much different is it, the feeling this time around being your second UFC fight?
Well, it's different because I did my camp in my hometown, in my city, in my gym, in my house, in my car, in everything I know. So it was awesome. After that hard training camp I had in Mexico City, I think it's amazing, and to be back so soon, and I think I'm ready.
How tough of a situation was it for you in your debut fight to be in Mexico and have all the expectations? It felt like the whole country was there, just to see you.
Yes, I was very nervous. I had a lot of pressure on me. It was a really hard camp, being in another city, the altitude, everything was different, but that helped me so much, like an athlete and like a human, because I learned a lot of me and my team and how can we work so well to have a great performance.
And what did you think about your performance in Mexico? Because you almost got the finish, and then it went to a decision. So what did you think? Were you happy with yourself, or did you feel like you left something?
No, I feel happy with myself. I know I was quite calm, but I didn't want to mess up. I wanted to do everything perfect. I didn't want to have any risk, but I think I did amazing, and I'm gonna do it better now.
And what do you think of the matchup with Felice? Obviously, another tough veteran of the sport.
Yes, I know she's very, very well-rounded. She's very dangerous for me. But I've been training very hard for this fight. This is a great opportunity, not just for the weekend because it's full of people here. It's a great match for both of us.
And lastly for me, you're still so young in your UFC career, but people love your style, and they always say what you would look like against Joanna and Jacek. Are you letting yourself think about that matchup already?
I hope one day I can fight against her. I know she's amazing. I really want to fight like her, but I'm too far from the top 10. I'm really far from her, but I'm working very hard to be in the top 10 and the top 5, and I hope at the end of the year I can be in the top 5, so next year maybe I can fight her.
You say you're too far away, but do you feel you're a top 5 fighter? I mean, not just because the number isn't there, but do you feel you're that good now, or do you still need to improve?
Not now, but if I have the opportunity, I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to train as hard as ever.
Just talk about this experience, being in the main event, Super Bowl week. It seems like you're soaking it all up, going to media day and stuff. I mean, what's it like for you?
It's good, man. I'm just trying to enjoy it, and not worry about, what's actually at stake here, right? This is a super big opportunity, super big scene here. So I'm just really trying to have fun with it, just, have fun with the whole experience, all the hard work's done. Just go out there and do what I do, I'll be fine.
How do you prep for a guy that we haven't seen fight in 3 years? How do you get ready for him?
Our strategy is we just looked at his most recent fights, and we're just getting prepared for him to have not skipped a beat. We're ready for the best Korean zombie. We want to fight the best Korean zombie.
What do you talked about what's at stake. What do you think is at stake here for you? Because since he's been out, he's not in the rankings, but of course he's definitely a named guy as well. So what do you take out?
Right, in my head, I think he's probably a top 5 guy. You know what I mean? He was in the top 5 when he left the military leave. So I mean, I think even a win over him probably moves me up the ranks a little bit. And I don't think about losing.
And you talk about your division, man. It's a fun division right now, man. A lot of talented guys. Where do you think this does earn you? Where do you think you should be next if you pick up the win?
After picking up a win here, realistically, I would like to fight Max Holloway. He's got a win over him, and he's got the interim belt, man. That's the reason why I signed up to be in the